everybody, it's Renee. Today we're going to talk about James chapter 2 verse 25. It says, "And in the same way was not also Rahab the prostitute justified by works when she received the messengers and sent them out by another way?" So James makes an example of Rahab in this verse. Her story is such a powerful example of how faith can lead to real-life actions that change everything, no matter what your past looks like. Rahab was a Canaanite woman living in the city of Jericho. It was a bustling hub of trade and culture, but also a place steeped in sin and idolatry. As a prostitute, she occupied a marginalized position in society, often overlooked and judged by those around her. Yet, in the grand narrative of the Bible, she emerges as an unexpected hero whose faith would change the course of history. You can read her story in Joshua 2, verses 1 to 24, where we learn that the Israelites were on the verge of entering the promised land after years of wandering in the desert. Joshua, the leader of the Israelites, sent 2 spies to scout out Jericho. It was a city fortified with high walls and guarded by a fearful king. As the spies entered the city, they sought refuge in Rahab's home, unaware of the pivotal role she would play in their mission. Rahab heard the whispers of the Israelites' God, the story of his incredible power, how he parted the Red Sea, and how he had delivered his people from slavery in Egypt. The tales had spread throughout Canaan, instilling fear in the hearts of the people there. Unlike many in Jericho who chose to dismiss these accounts, Rahab was deeply moved. She recognized the authority and might of the God of Israel, and her heart began to shift. When the king's men came looking for the spies, Rahab faced a critical decision. She could easily have turned them in, preserving her safety and status in Jericho. But instead, she chose to take a bold stand for what she believed. With courage that belied her position, she hid the spies under bundles of flax on her roof and sent the king's men on a wild goose chase, claiming that the spies had already left the city. After ensuring their safety, Rahab spoke to the spies, expressing her faith in their God. She confessed that her belief that Jericho would soon fall to the Israelites and pleaded for protection for herself and her family. She says, "For the Lord your God, he is God in heaven above and on earth beneath." She declared this. The spies, recognizing her bravery and sincerity, promised her safety in exchange for her help. They instructed her to tie a scarlet cord in her window as a sign, ensuring that she and her family would be spared if the Israelites attacked. This act of faith was not just a solitary moment. It required Rahab to take significant risks and to trust wholeheartedly in God's promises. She had to live with the potential consequences of her actions, knowing that her choice to protect the spies could lead to her own death if discovered. Yet her faith propelled her forward, and she was willing to risk everything for the sake of her salvation and that of her family. When the Israelites eventually marched around Jericho and the walls came tumbling down, Rahab's house stood intact, a testament to her faith and obedience. True to their word, the Israelites spared Rahab and her family, bringing them into the community of God's people. This act of mercy not only saved her life, but it also changed her destiny. Rahab became part of the lineage of Jesus Christ, a remarkable honor that underscores the theme of redemption that runs throughout the Bible. Rahab's story is a powerful reminder that faith can emerge from the most unexpected places and that God's grace is available to everyone regardless of their past. Her courage, quick thinking, and willingness to act on her beliefs made her a hero in a biblical narrative, showing that even those in society society may overlook can play a crucial role in God's plan. This was definitely not just about being nice or hospitable. If her neighbors found out, she could have been killed for treason. It was an act of bravery that went against everything her society expected. The fact that she's also called a prostitute highlights her past, but it also shows how powerful faith in action can be to transform someone's life. She was known for her past in her city, but her courageous acts completely changed her future and her legacy. No one is too far gone for God's grace, and anyone can be changed through faith and action. Rahab's past, as well as ours, remind us that our past doesn't define who we are. It shows us that faith needs to be backed up by action, and sometimes that means taking risks and standing up for what we believe in. Just like Rahab took in the spies, we can look for opportunities to act in faith, knowing that what we do can have a bigger impact. So Rahab's actions were a direct response to her faith in God. How can you translate your beliefs into actions in your daily life? Are there specific opportunities where you can demonstrate your faith through your choices? Think about this today. See you later.